The death toll in Spain today rose by more than 30%. In the last 24 hours, they have reported 394 deaths due to this world crisis that we're in, as well as today the first death in Afghanistan. And Germany has banned meetings of more than 2 people. That means that basically just stay in your house, don't mingle with other people. Germany doesn't play. Like, Germany is literally trying to contain this. They don't want to become Italy, they don't want to become Spain, and definitely don't want to become like China. They're trying to prevent it.
This could be a glimpse of America's future. Crowded Italian hospitals struggling to cope. Here, exhausted doctors decide who lives and who dies. There's no room for other patients at this hospital in Lombardy. Everyone here has the coronavirus. Doctors flip them regularly to relieve the pressure on their lungs. Most won't make it.
Florida, they're still debating whether to close the beaches. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Florida, we got to take this serious. Like, right now, over the last 2 days, there's been over 1,400 deaths in Italy alone. 1,400 people have died. That's not a joking matter. It's not, oh, the flu kills more people. That's 1,000 families, more than 1,000 families that can't even have funerals because they're literally banning funerals. So people are dying, they're getting cremated. You can't even mourn the dead. I don't know why people aren't taking this more serious. I hope day by day we start taking these scenarios more serious. And speaking of hoaxes, today Rand Paul made an article about a month ago calling it a hoax, has tested positive today. And instead of people saying, oh, we wish him well, people were actually outraged because, again, senators, professional athletes and celebrities and just politicians, they're able to get the test, but where is the test for the regular citizens? And today, speaking of people not being able to get the test, we have Harvey Weinstein has tested positive for the coronavirus at a New York prison, and people are outraged. Why is even this person being tested? Someone has been sentenced to, I don't even know how many years, 20, 30 years in jail, who has done atrocious things. He's probably gonna die in a prison cell if the virus doesn't kill him first. Why is he getting tested, and why aren't they using those tests on people that actually need it at the hospitals around New York City? New York City today, they're basically like overwhelmed with cases. They have over 10,000 cases, more than South Korea and France combined.
The Trump administration has declared New York a major disaster. The state accounts for nearly half of the nation's reported cases of COVID-19. New York has become the epicenter of the outbreak in the U.S.
We are literally scouring the globe looking for medical supplies.
Today I'm announcing action to help New York, California, and Washington ensure that the National Guard can effectively respond to this crisis. The National Guard, these are tremendous people. They're fully on alert. We've signed what we had to sign, and it's been activated. We're dealing also with other states. These states have been hit the hardest.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will also provide support and build an alternative care sites around the New York State. So please stay away from densely populated areas. New York State, and you already have Los Angeles, California, the Bay Area. All these densely populated areas, like, the virus could spread like wildfire if it already hasn't been spreading like wildfire. When it reached 100,000 cases, the virus, it only took 11 days to reach 200,000 cases. And after that, it only took 3 days to reach 300,000 cases. And now we're on the rate where by tomorrow, we're going to reach 400,000 cases worldwide. And it's not slowing down, guys. This is serious. This is no longer a joke. Like I said earlier, the National Guard should have been deployed months ago. But as long as we're making steps in the right direction, I think that's perfectly fine. Today in the morning, also, North Korea said President Trump reached out to their government about potentially helping the communist country with the coronavirus, with this disease. What do you guys think about this? A lot of people were pretty mad. Like, why is he focusing on helping other countries, especially North Korea, who's a communist country, who has been against the United States for the last 60 years? Although Trump is kind of breaking barriers, so I could see why he's pushing forward. He really wants to some kind of end communism there, or at least make an agreement with North Korea so they become our ally. And doing this, Trump wants to have those like positive points on his campaign. He's going to talk about how he ended this. I do agree that he probably should focus domestically, although Trump said in a press conference today, that a press conference, well, I'll get into more details a little bit later in the video. He talked about there's over 140 countries that have been infected, and they do plan to help other countries like India, help out countries in Europe, help out countries in South and Central America if it gets to that point, because the United States knows that this is a global pandemic. This is no longer just a domestic issue or an international issue. The world is involved, and we all depend on each other when it comes to trade goods, when we come to relationships, and we should be working together as a one world government, which is a lot of conspiracy theories that have come out talking about that this was made
by the Illuminati, or those people who control the world, that the ultimate agenda was to create one world government, and by shutting us down, that's what they're doing. And I don't know, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories.
What do you guys think? You guys want me to make a video about that? Some of the theories that people have been, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll make a separate video regarding the conspiracy theories behind the coronavirus. Before we continue with Trump stuff, I addressed a couple of videos ago that GameStop planned to continue to remain its stores open because it deemed that GameStop was one of the essential businesses that the country needed, although they already shut down all major bars, all clubs, casinos, stuff like that, venues, sports venues, concert venues. GameStop thought that they were essential because a lot of people were buying video games. Their sales actually went up because people knew they were going to be in quarantine. Kids are going to get bored. Even adults want to play new games, but that is just ridiculous because people could buy video games, downloading them straight into their phones, straight into their PCs, straight into the game consoles. So GameStop is definitely not essential, and it's probably causing more harm because you have employees to have to deal with people coming in and out all day, touching physical products, potentially spread the virus even more. So GameStop is close to closing all stores permanently, and customers who have already purchased or made orders online, they could still order online or pick them up outside the store or have them delivered. Don't now go to the store and pick them up. It's best if you stay at home, get them delivered. But I always suggest you get some stuff, some digital copies. Maybe if you just need a controller, then yes, use GameStop or eBay. Try eBay. I bet a lot of people are selling their stuff right now. In some international news today, the Olympic Games are gonna be decided next month. They're giving themselves about 4 weeks to decide whether to cancel or not cancel the Olympic Games. The International Olympic Committee has given itself a month to consider postponing the 2021 Olympics after an emergency meeting on Sunday. However, the IOC stated that the press release that cancellation is not on the agenda with respect to the upcoming games. I've seen this story before. When it came to Coachella, we heard Golden Voice, a leak source that said that Golden Voice and the city planned to continue Coachella. That was about 4 weeks ago, and we saw where it eventually led. They were gonna they canceled Coachella, they postponed it, and I think they should definitely postpone the Olympic Games. It's way too risky at this moment. We still haven't got all the Olympic qualifications. So for example, a lot of people haven't qualified, and they canceled all those qualification tournaments because of the crisis that we're in right now. Just postpone the Olympics. I know they're greedy and they want to make that money, and it sucks for the Olympic athletes because I know a lot of athletes, this might be their window where they can't even, and if they postpone it a year from now, some older athletes or some athletes who barely made the cusp to qualify to the Olympics, maybe a year from now they're not going to be in the top shape to compete for a gold medal. But eventually I feel like the well-being of the world is more important than a sporting event. Even though the Olympics are amazing, the Olympics bring the whole world together, it'll be better to just postpone it for 2021. The Euro and the Copa America have already been scheduled for 2021. They were postponed because they were going to come this summer. So I don't know why the Olympics can also just postpone for next year. I think it doesn't make sense. Just cancel. Everything else has been canceled, and I know they want to be optimistic, but at this point I feel like they should just cancel this. Let me know your opinion on this on the comments. Do you think the Olympic Committee should cancel the Olympics already, or should they wait another 4 weeks to see what the virus is? Trump had a press conference today, and he says he's having another press conference tomorrow, so come back tomorrow. Well, I will be making the video after the press conference, going over some of the points that he made. So in this one, somebody asked him, did you sell any stocks when you found out about the coronavirus? And again, because the media really wants to target Trump for a stupid question. That's really a stupid question. That's something that I shouldn't be asking when we should be asking the serious questions. But Trump answered pretty cool, of course, giving himself credit. He said that the stock market, he doesn't own actually any stock, that he only actually owns things, which is like his businesses. Trump kept repeating that when he ran for president, he knew he was going to lose billions, and he has already lost billions and billions of dollars. I'm paraphrasing here. He said he lost billions and billions of dollars when he ran for president, and that it's definitely worth it because he loves being president. He just repeated the word billions and billions like so many times. So if you watch this video, why don't you take a shot every time he says billions? You're definitely going to have a good time. That could be your new drinking game.
A lot of money. It cost me billions of dollars to become president, to be president of the United States. When I ran, I said, it's going to cost me a fortune, not only in terms of actual costs. Look at my legal costs. You people, everybody is suing me. I'm being sued by people that I never even heard of. I'm being sued all over the place. It's a very tough thing. Now, with all of that being said, I'm so glad I've done it because, you know, there are a lot of rich people around, got a lot of rich friends. But I will say that it cost me billions of dollars to be president, and especially with all the money I could have made for the last 3-4 years, and I didn't because I was being president, elected as a rich person. But nobody complained until I came along. So it cost me billions of dollars so that they don't gather. Because we have to defeat this virus, and we will. But it cost me billions and billions of dollars to be president, and I am so happy I did it.
And lastly, he said this is not a financial crisis, addressing the stock market. He said this is a medical crisis, that finances has nothing to do with it. This is just a result of a medical crisis, and that we will win this war. He kept repeating, we will win this war. Now in some lighter music news, a new megastar has dropped an album, that is Childish Gambino. A couple days ago we had The Weeknd drop an album. Now we have Childish Gambino. And if you're not familiar with Childish Gambino, his name is Donald Glover. Childish Gambino, quick story if you don't know why he got the name Childish Gambino. He went on the website about the Wu-Tang Clan, your Wu-Tang Clan name. So if you type in your name on that website, it tells you what your Wu-Tang Clan name is going to be. So when you typed in Donald Glover, it came out as Childish Gambino, and he started using that as his rap name. Now he's already dropped, I think, either 4 or 5 albums. He's been just a massive star over the last 5 years, starting in Community, wrote and directed in his own show Atlanta, which is a fascinating show. Now he just dropped this album. I definitely recommend you guys hear his old music, because of the internet was amazing. I actually got to see him at Coachella 2019 last year. And in this new album titled 3/15/20, which is I guess just the date, and has a mixing of singing and rapping. The album features Ariana Grande, 21 Savage, and his son Legend, which is also featured on the album. I think you guys will love this album. Let me know your opinion on this album if you already listened to it, or are you guys a fan of Childish Gambino? Let me know in the comments. Now lastly, somebody asked on Twitter, what is your quarantine nickname? So whatever was the last thing you ate is gonna be your quarantine nickname. And my boy Michael Mills, who actually helped me write this episode, said he wanted you guys to know that his name is Creative Breakfast Burrito. That's the last thing he ate. So what is the last thing you ate, and that's gonna become your quarantine nickname? Let me know in the comments of what the last thing you ate is. Actually, I almost forgot. Let's go over the numbers on the US totals, because that's what one of the things I've been doing. Let's look at the US totals and see how we're doing when it comes to the crisis. So the US totals for today are 32,783 total infected. Deaths are 415, and total recovered 178 total recovered. So those are the latest totals. Italy again got hit with another 650 today. Spain had pretty much a pretty bad day, and Mexico, to mention, they only got 48 new ones. Mexico's president is still very skeptical about this. That's kind of scary. We'll see where this plays out in a couple weeks. Hopefully he's not super wrong, because it could be devastating if they're not preparing over there. So again, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Come back tomorrow for another episode. I'll keep you guys updated with the latest news, the latest gossip, and if you guys want me to talk about something specific, let me know in the comments, as well as continue that challenge from the last video. I explained the challenge. You have until tomorrow about cleaning your phone from apps, phones, and videos, unnecessary apps, phones, and videos on your phone. Just declutter your phone, because I know we're on our phones 24/7, and I know it gets exhausting when you open your phone and you have 17 apps you're not using. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.